Welcome. In this video we are going to make a stopwatch using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. In HTML file, we will make two divs, first one with classes container and container timer. Second div with class lapse. In the first one, we will make two divs, first one for the timer with class timer. Second will be with class buttons. In timer div, we will add 3 spans for minutes, seconds, and parts of seconds. In buttons container we will make 3 buttons. First with ID reset. Second with ID start, and last with ID lap. In lapse div, lapse container should be added by JavaScript, but we will add some dummy data for styling purpose. For buttons icons we will use Font Awesome library, so we'll add Font Awesome CDN in the head. Then in Font Awesome icons website, we will search for arrow rotate left icon, then we copy this line, and paste it in the button with ID reset. Then we search for play icon. Then we copy this line, and paste it in the button with ID start. Then we search for clock icon. Then we copy this line, and paste it in the button with ID lap. Now let's start styling. In style.css file, we will import dancing script font. Link for this font is in description. Then for body, we set display flex. Flex direction to column. Padding to 1 rem, width 100 view width, height 100 view height, align item center. And for background image, we will set 2 values. First one is a linear gradient with angle 135 degree. Second is a background image, then we set background size to cover, background position to center, backdrop. Filter to blur 2 pixels, this will add a blur effect on the background image, overflow X hidden. Then, for all elements we will set margins to 0 and box sizing to border box. For class container, we set padding to 1 rem, border radius to 10 pixels, add box shadow with 0 for X and Y offset values and 10 pixels for blur and color black with opacity 0.2, margin top to 1 rem. Background color to white with opacity 0.4. viewport and backdrop filter to blur with value 75 pixels. For class container timer we set padding inline to 2 rem. For class timer, we set font family to dancing script. Font size to 2 rem, font weight to 400, background color to black. Text color to white, border radius to 10 pixels, padding to 0.3 rem. Width 250 pixels, text align to center. For class number, we set display inline block and width 35 pixels. For buttons, we set display flex, justify content center, margin top 1 rem. For all buttons in buttons class, set font size 2 rem, cursor pointer, border none. Background color transparent and color black. Then for hover state we change color to blue. Then for styling purpose we will more dummy laps. Then for laps class, we set margin top 10 pixels, overflow Y scroll, overflow X hidden, scroll behavior to smooth. Then to hide this scroll bar we set display to none. Then for container laps, we set display flex, width to the minimum between 400 pixels and 90 view width. Font size to 0.9 rem. And font family to dancing script. In the beginning we want reset and lap button to be disabled, so we'll set for them disabled attribute in HTML file. We set styles to buttons with disabled attribute, color to RGBA 16, 16, 16 and 0.3, and cursor to not allowed. If we hover over the disabled buttons its color will change. To fix this we will make this hover state for not disabled buttons only. In script.js file, we will declare some variables. Constant minutes equals document.query selector for class timer minutes, seconds equals document.query selector for class timer seconds, parts equals document.query selector for class timer seconds parts, laps container equals document.query selector for class laps. Timer equals document.query selector for class timer. Start button equals document.query selector for ID start. Start button icon equals document.query selector for icon inside element with ID start. Reset button equals document.query selector. Lap button equals document.query selector for ID lap. And laps equals empty array and let total time equals 0. Then for start button we add an event listener for click. When we click on start button we will toggle active class on timer. Also we will change button icon between play and pause by toggling FA play and FA pause classes on button icon. If we try this we will see that button width changing when the icon change. To prevent that we will give these buttons fixed width. Now when we try this button we will see active class is added to timer and icon classes are changed. Now we need to check if the timer is active or not, so we will check if the timer class list contains active class or not, to run start timer function or pause timer function. Then we will declare two functions, one to start timer and the second for pausing timer. When we start the timer we want the lap button to be enabled and the rest button to be disabled. And when we pause it we need the lap button to be disabled and the rest button to be enabled. Now we will work the timer functionality. We will set interval to run a function every 10 milliseconds. Every time the function runs we will increase total time by 1, then we will convert this time to minutes, seconds, and parts format. We will make that in a separate function called convert time. To get the minutes we will divide total time by 60 times 100 and take only the integer part by using parseInt function. For seconds, we will divide total time by 100 and take the integer part and take the remainder by 60. And for parts we will take the remainder from total time over 100. Then we will return an array contains minutes, seconds, and parts. When we log these values, we see it changes every 10 milliseconds, but we will notice that the numbers less than 10 is written as one number. We wanted to add 0 in front of the number. so we will do that in a separate function called string_time. This expect an array as argument and will return a new array from this array after adding 0 in front of numbers less than 10. So we map over converted time, and for every number we will check if it's less than 10 we add 0, else we will just convert it to string. Now when we log these values, we that it's converted to a string of 2 digits. Then we will make a function to update the timer by these values. We declare a function called updateUI. This function will compare the new value and the value in the DOM and will change it if it's changed. We will get the new values by using array destructuring from string_time. We set the parts inner text equals new parts value as it is always changing. For minutes and seconds we will check if the value changed first or not. We will declare a variable timer interval. This will be used as an ID for set interval function and will need it to clear the interval to pause the timer. To stop the timer we will use clear interval function and pass it the interval ID that is equals to timer interval. Now we will work on lapse button functionality. For lap button we add an event listener for click, and pass a callback function called capture time. We declare a function called capture time. We set time equals total time when this function called. For lap time we will check first if it is the first lap it will be equals to total time, else it will be equals to time minus last lap time. Then we add this time to the beginning of laps array by using unshift method. Then we convert time value and lap time value to minutes, seconds, and parts format by using convert time function. Then convert them to string by using string_time function. Though we make an element equals a lap container, we will get it from one of these dummy laps in HTML file. Then we make the data inside element dynamic. Then we will remove these dummy laps. We don't need it anymore as we should add them through JavaScript. For laps container we insert adjacent HTML before after begin. For reset button we add an event listener for click and pass a callback function called reset. We declare a function called reset. First we clear interval, update UI, set inner HTML for laps container to empty string, and set total time to 0. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and leave a comment. Thanks for watching.